Hello, welcome back, Steve's Retirement Corner. What I've lost, missed, or forgot since I've retired. This is just a handful of stuff that I've missed, lost, or forgot. They don't really amount to a hill of beans. It's specifically to me, you might not ever have any of these, but I would be willing to bank that you'd have something similar anyways. First thing, and this is what got me to thinking about this, was sometime last year. I don't know when it was. Late summer, early fall. We were out somewhere and it was dark, and I was driving, and I realized that I hadn't completely lost my ability to drive after dark, but it's gotten rougher for me. You know, when I worked swing shift. So 3/4 of my career, I was either going to work or coming home from work at midnight. So driving for me at night was just like being any other driving. I didn't have a bit of trouble with it. But now I have noticed that it's a little bit harder for me. You know, I never thought no different about it until I retired. And now that it starts getting dark, Steve starts heading to the house. So I got no business being out after dark unless it's an emergency, or it's absolutely got to be done. I'm at the house. You know, and speaking of work is something a lot of people talk about what they miss or don't miss about work. And be honest with you, I've tried, boss. I've really tried, but I can't think of one thing I actually miss from working. I really can't. Sure, you kind of miss the guys you hang around with at work. You work with, goofing off, talking and everything. You get to know them, over the years. But I can't honestly say that I missed them. It felt strange not saying hello to the guys that I've been saying hello to past 30 years. Because some of them guys worked at the string factory with me, and we all got hired on over to chemical plants. So I've known some of them almost as long as I've known the wife. And it's, it felt strange, but it wasn't worth me staying in there just because I miss saying good morning to them or picking on them or whatever, It wasn't that kind of a miss. It was just sort of an odd feeling. And be honest with you, I don't even miss the paycheck. That's something I figured I probably would miss. But I went for the paycheck replacement. I figured if I could make the same in retirement, if I could bring home the same in retirement as when I was working, we were making out fine when I was working. I figured I'd be all right at the house. So that negated that missing work or loss of a paycheck. I don't know. And then actually the other day I'd forgotten some of the guys' names. It took me a minute to come up with their first name. Some of the guys at the string factory, I never did know their name. We had a guy over there, everybody called Roadrunner. He liked to drive down North Carolina all the time. He was always on the road. I just called him Runner. But I never did know the guy's name. Never. And I worked with him probably 10 years before he retired. And Fuddy, there was a guy named Fuddy. He looked like Elmer Fudd. Never did know his name either. Never. But it's mostly the newer guys. We had a high turnover rate at the plant. We always had 5 or 6 people every year retire. And so they'd always hire new guys. And in my department, there was only 2 guys on a shift. So we wouldn't see anybody else. Very few people, And so I just didn't get to know the new guys. If I hadn't worked in the department that I was in, or one I had been in before, and I knew them then, I really didn't. I got to know them by seeing them, talking to them, and I might have known their names while I was there, but, now I can't remember. I have a hard time recalling their first names. I just didn't know them as long as what it is. Oh, and I've lost any fear or concern I had about the unknowns of life. And I always thought that was strange, anyways. Because I never had a fear of them before I got ready to retire. And then's when everything hit me and said, "Hey, man, what if you run out of money? What if you outlive the money? What if the stock market drops? What if your health turns bad?" When I bought a house, I signed my name on a 30-year mortgage. Never thought once about any of that. It was the same problems I had then as I could have now. And I never thought once about it. When I had kids, that's a lifetime commitment. I never once thought of not being able to take care of it, no matter what went on outside. But something happens when you get close to retirement. Those concerns of the unknowns of life are more pronounced. I don't know why it is. So, that's just a handful. But anyways, I trust everybody had a nice Valentine's Day. I screwed up this week. I made that video. I posted. It was late. It might have been early Wednesday morning. But I made that video earlier that day. And then we got busy, and then I had trouble uploading it. And it was just a mess. It was a fiasco. I'm not technically inclined anyways. I hit go and start talking. I hit stop and post. If it don't work, then I have all kinds of trouble. And then I meant to wish everybody a happy Valentine's Day that day. I just forgot. But we had a good one around here. I got me a dozen Krispy Kremes. I'm sitting out here on the side of my shed here because I put my bird feeder up right here. I made a video about that. I posted it on my other channel. I don't ever talk about it. I don't promote it. Same as this one here. I don't promote this one on the other one. These are just hobbies for me, just something to goof off with and have a little fun. And I posted a video about me building it. And I wrote a letter, or email to the guy that I got the idea from, because I watched this video on here, and I told him I was going to post it. And asked him if it was okay, and I was going to give out his name and everything. He said sure, it was fine. So I posted it on my other channel, and I guess next week I'll post it on this channel here. And if you get a chance, you feel like having a laugh, go ahead and watch me try to build something. It took me 3 days to build maybe a 2-hour job. But I've had a blast since I put it up, man. I just put the daggone bird feeders out yesterday or the day before, and I already got visitors. I'm like a kid in a daggone on Christmas morning. I get up in the morning, I run to the window and check and see if I got any visitors. I'm tickled to death over it. But I wanted to give you a heads up. I don't want to bombard you with a bunch of daggone videos and daggone posts and stuff. If you're working, you're too busy to do it. If you're retired, you're too busy enjoying retirement. So, but I appreciate anybody that has went over to that other channel. I don't recommend it. It's just an abstract channel. It's the one I originally started for retirement, so I could get practice before I retired. But it went off the rails. I talk about everything on there, from handkerchiefs to peanut butter and jelly sandwiches to football to everything else, man. It's whatever hits me. So the two don't really correlate, and I know you're looking for retirement, you ain't looking for junk talk, so knock yourself out if you want to, but I wouldn't recommend it. But I appreciate anybody that has, man. If you watch that video on the other channel, hey man, you ain't got to watch this one. But I do want to put it on here because I told him I would. So, but other than that, y'all take care of yourselves. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll talk to y'all later.